Flyer before the
look out!
You know, look at it. I mean, just what is Mike?
Wow. Michigan at the 41. What a hit! Ball's free on the ground. South Carolina deserves to have it, and they do.
Clowney just says, "I'll take care of business." They go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt.
Jenkins
gives it to Jenkins for the championship.
It's time to now pay players. Now, I don't know how you do it exactly, a stipend for every athlete, because you'll have to pay all the athletes. You have to pay all of them.
College student athletes. Right now, they don't get paid.
No.
And you're saying they should. Should college athletes get paid?
I do think that college athletes should get paid.
There is nothing inherently wrong with a sporting tournament making huge amounts of money, but there is something slightly troubling about a billion-dollar sports enterprise where the athletes are not paid a penny.
Hey Luke, what do you think on the debate of college athletes?
Oh hey Jack, you know what? I do think they should get paid. They do all that work for no money. It's basically slavery.
That's what many people think, but college athletes get a lot on the side along with tuition, room and board, and a lot more.
You know what, Jack? You're right. But don't you think these college programs are making a lot more money than what they're providing the students with tuition?
Actually, no. A lot of college sports programs don't net much money at all. In fact, most Division I schools lose money from their athletic programs. As written in a Sports Illustrated article by Seth Davis, out of 332 schools currently competing in the NCAA's Division I, 120 programs participate in college football, but only 14 are profitable organizations. That means some 88% of the top football programs lose money for their universities. It is said in Howard P. Chudikoff's Changing the Playbook, a book about the economics of college sports, that the University of Colorado Boulder's athletic department carried an accumulated debt to the university of almost $30 million, despite an annual institutional contribution of almost $5.5 million. The NCAA is also currently reporting that numerous college athletic programs are spending more money than they are making. With this being said, if these college programs are losing money on just their programs alone, then they simply do not have enough funds to pay each player at all. In the event that college athletes are paid, even more problems in this ongoing debate would rise. A few problems that will begin if the players start to get paid is that soon enough, all players throughout each sport will want equal pay, even though their sport may not bring in as much revenue as the other. Along with other men's sports wanting equal pay, Title IX will be brought into the picture, making opposite gender sports allowed to have similar opportunity. With this being done, essentially every student who participates in college sports will be paid a somewhat equal salary, losing their school millions of dollars that they could use for other school programs. Because players are not allowed to be paid per the rules and regulations of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, there are numerous consequences for offering players and recruits bribes to come to their school.
ESPN senior writer Mark Schlabach joins us. Mark broke the story in the last hour. Mark, what else can you tell us?
Kevin, the FBI wiretaps, as you mentioned, intercepted 3,000 hours of Christian Dawkins' phone calls. Among those calls were at least a couple of phone calls between he and Sean Miller in which they discussed paying DeAndre Ayton $100,000 to ensure he signed with the Wildcats back in the spring of 2017. I'm told that when Dawkins asked Miller if he should deal with one of his assistant coaches to finalize the deal, Miller told him, no, deal with me when it comes to money.
Mark, this is an FBI investigation. From a legal perspective, what's at stake for Sean Miller?
You know, I can't speculate what kind of criminal charges he might face. Emmanuel Book Richardson, one of his assistant coaches, has already been charged with 6 felony counts by the U.S. Department of Justice, including wire fraud, mail fraud, and some other charges in regards to accepting $20,000 in bribes to influence some Arizona players to sign with certain financial planners and sports agents. Sean Miller, obviously $100,000. There's some questions that are probably going to be asked by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Not only would paying college athletes aside from their large scholarships be bad for the NCAA programs, but this would also negatively affect student life, where some tuition money from students could possibly go to a recruit or a student athlete's salary. By paying these student athletes, it would essentially take away the athlete's title as a student because they would already have a full-time job as a player, and that would devalue what they are actually at college for, an education.